Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Josh and this is the 24/7 news report. Starting off, Everton have made contact with Arsenal over USA international striker FOLARIN Balogun. Arsenal have told the 21-year-old that he is free to leave and they value him at 30 million. Crystal Palace, Brentford, Fulham and West Ham are also interested and have been reported to have contacted Arsenal over the striker. I've not seen much of him, heard bits and bobs about him in international duty and such. I don't know how good he is and how he would fit into the Everton team, but we put out a poll on Twitter and 73% of you want to see Balogun at Everton, 17% unsure and 10% not wanting the transfer. Get involved, there is 23 hours left on that poll, so cast your vote, let us know what you think on that transfer. I'm unsure of him, not seen much of him, but I've heard his name. He is young, so he has room to develop, so we'll keep an eye on that. Another big story coming out of TalkSport is Sheffield United are in advanced talks to sign Mason Holgate on loan from Everton. The Blues are looking to trim their wage bill to make room for new signings, and Holgate is one that they've told is free to leave. This comes after stories coming out of Holgate gathering interest from Nottingham Forest and Sheffield United and being told that he is free to leave previously. It's looking like Sheffield United have taken that next step to register interest and begin talks with Everton. So we'll see where that goes. Obviously, Mason Holgate has played a couple games. I'm very shocked how old he is. He has seemed to be at the club for ages, but because we haven't seen a lot of him, for some reason in my mind he's still a young player, but he's really not. He's getting to the end of his 20s, and we've not seen any of him really. He's had small spells, but nothing concrete, and obviously he's not been able to force himself into the first team full time. So we'll see how he does with maybe a stint at Sheffield, and I really don't see a future for Holgate. I think it's a shame, maybe a little bit of mismanagement in there, and he's not really kicked on in the ways that I thought he might when he first came onto the scene. So we'll see how that goes for him. Mail Sport have said that Everton are considering a move for Arsenal head of football, Raul Jimenez. Don't know if I'm saying that right. The Spaniard left Arsenal in 2020 and is currently at Real Zaragoza. However, this has been challenged by reports from the Liverpool Echo that have said that Everton insiders are unaware of any reported interest in Raul. So there seems to be a conflict there. A role at the club is said to have surprised the insiders, and there claims to be no actual interest. So we'll keep an eye on that. I don't know much about the man. All I know is that he seems to have been part of Arsenal during a rocky time and left, and since we've seen Arsenal do well. I'm not saying that's down to him, but obviously he's one of the people they moved on, and as such, is he someone that can bring value to the club? Maybe he is, and maybe we won't even see him. Anyway, with reports saying that he is, there's no interest from our end anyway, so we'll keep an eye on that. Mail Sport have reported that Tyler Adams is a target for Everton. The Leeds United player does have a relegation release clause, and Everton, Brighton, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, and West Ham are interested in the player. Now this is a player I very much like. I've seen him both internationally and for Leeds. He does seem to have quality, and I think he's a player we could make use out of. Obviously, we've been linked to a lot of Leeds players, so it'd be interesting to see which ones are actually more serious than others. It's very easy to link these players who have gone down to Premier League clubs, especially maybe with our budget, with relegated players usually being sold at less price than they would have if they were in the Premier League. So it's also been reported that we are still interested in Nanto and Somerville. So we'll see what happens with those players. Obviously, a lot of Leeds players are in links with Everton at the minute, so it really is tough to say which Leeds players are actually being seriously looked at by our recruitment team. some are good. We really need to be careful when buying relegated players. Obviously, we brought in a few last summer in Tarkovsky, and then we brought McNeil in as well. Um, both I think have done well for the club, but there is always that stigma of buying from relegated teams, with obviously players not having been good enough to stay in the Premier League. It's a tough one, really, because there is quality there, but there is also the whole having been relegated hanging over them. But we'll see how that pans out. Finally, Ellis Sims has attracted yet more attention from clubs such as Coventry City and Swansea City too. So they are joining the pursuit of the Everton striker. We'll see where Ellis Sims goes, but it definitely looks like he will be going. There's so much attention, and obviously we don't seem like we want to keep him, but that could all change. We're not bringing anyone in just yet, and our attacking options are light, so there is the possibility of us waiting until we buy an attacking player or a striker before letting Ellis Sims out the door. But it definitely looks like we will be letting Ellis Sims go. We've seen prices named, and there's been a lot of interest from a lot of different clubs. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that is it for news today. Let us know what you think. Get involved with the Twitter poll. Yeah, let us know what you think about Mason Holgate leaving. Are you happy to see him go, or do you wish he had a better chance at Everton, or do you think there's just not a player there that we can use? Which of the Leeds players are you looking forward to seeing? Do you like Tyler Adams? Yeah, let us know your opinion on all the news down in the comments. I've been Josh, and this is the Toffee Blues News Report. See you later.